by as the former president is arriving to a surprise campaign stop ahead of the court appearance later on today.
People are saying we love Trump. They're chanting that right now. That's as the former president continues to make his way down this long line of supporters. Again, if you're tuning into our coverage right now, he is expected to meet with union workers and construction workers this morning.
They've taken him off the campaign trail. A pro-Biden judge censoring Trump's speech with an unprecedented gag order prevented the Republican candidate for president from campaigning in the middle of this election.
He's making much use of his time outside of the courtroom by making sure that he can also reach voters at the same time. Again,
what Donald Trump did this morning was a brilliant move for the court of public opinion. He decided to set the tone himself. He went to meet with the construction workers, the union workers. That's the narrative that he wants to set today. He doesn't want people to be distracted by these trials, and instead wants people to focus on the fact that he's running for president, and he has a tough time doing so right now because he's having to sit in court every day, but he met with those workers this morning.
It was great to see the president coming and engaging with the blue-collar worker of New York City. We basically built New York. I put out a poll in my union. President Trump is leading Joe Biden 3-1 on my presidential poll out of my 9,000 members right now. We are very tired of the situation with groceries, inflation, gas prices, illegal immigration, crime. We're living it every day in New York City.
These are lifelong Democrat unions wrapping their arms around Trump, a group Joe Biden won by 16 points last time.
But nothing is stopping Donald Trump from speaking to you directly, the American people. Take a look.
We're very close in New York, I understand, and we're leading in the country by a lot. Poll just came out a little while ago, as you saw yesterday, that we're up in every swing state and up by a lot in every swing state. So I think we're going to do very well, and we're going to make a play for New York. They said, I just heard there was a very good poll came out. Normally, a Democrat will win New York. Biden is the worst president in history, and we have some very bad people here, but we have the greatest people, and they're right behind me. And they all want us to run, and we're gonna run very hard in New York. New York, we have a good chance of winning New York, in my opinion, but we're going to give it a shot.
New batch of polls in key swing states shows Biden trailing former President Trump in 6 out of 7 of them. Some Democratic strategists think Joe Biden's faltering because he's lost his superpower of empathy.
What's going to deliver the final punch to Joe Biden is the economy. We've got 17 million households in this country who are struggling to afford food. And when people can't afford food, they get really angry.
For the third straight month, prices have gone up more than expected, from the rising cost of car insurance and repairs to how much you're paying at the grocery store every week.
Do you know how much one of these costs? $2 freaking.
This was $200.
We supposed to skip the power bill this month so we can buy groceries, or the mortgage?
Before the pandemic, all of these groceries, about 30 items, cost $100 on average. Now, 5 years later, according to Nielsen IQ, all this costs 33% more, meaning you'd have to skip about 10 items, like chicken, bread, milk, and bananas to make your $100 budget.
Are about the economy. And you said it too, Judge. It's about the re-elect for president. You have to have the economy in good shape, solid shape, and looking as if it's growing to be reelected. I've always identified 3 dates: Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July, and really about the last week of August, because kids started to go back to school in big parts of the country, not where we live, Jesse, with our kids, but you all went back to school early down in Louisiana and where I'm from in Tennessee. What's the cost of gas at Memorial Day? What's the cost of food and gas at 4th of July? And what's the cost of clothes and electronics and even the things that are not included in that inflation number? And then you get to the home stretch in September and October. If the economy is not in a better position for everyday Americans, you cannot tell someone the numbers say you're doing better than you are. There are a lot of politicians at home who said that. You have to have an economy that is moving in the right direction, costs that are coming down, the things you talked about, Judge, repeatedly on the show, including groceries. If that is not the case, we will be having a very different conversation come mid-August to mid-September.